What's going on, everybody? Happy weekend. This is your podcast must-watch recommendation for this week, and it's actually kind of interesting. I found it by chance. It's an interview that Shawn Ryan gives with, it's more of a conversation, not really an interview, but Pete Hegseth. So Pete Hegseth goes on the Shawn Ryan show. Shawn Ryan is an ex-Navy SEAL who's been doing a fantastic job on his podcast. Absolutely. He's a real hero, the guy, and very smart dude. Asks the right questions, really chill dude. And the Shawn Ryan show is a definite must-watch. He also does almost always 3-hour podcasts, kind of like Joe Rogan. And he has Pete Hegseth on. And this was before Trump got elected. So this was like a week or so before Trump won the election. So they didn't know that at the time. And it's interesting because this guy's going to be the defense secretary, right? And if you're like me, I didn't know this dude. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything about him. I don't know him, you know? And I also don't know the Thune guy, but I hear everybody's pissed off about this guy for Senate Majority Leader. I have no idea. I guess because of I saw him on a picture with Zelensky, and I think that it's kind of about the Ukraine support or something, why they don't want him. But I don't know. I don't really know the guy. But the Pete Hegseth guy, this is a way to kind of get to know what this dude's going to be like. This is before he got nominated for Secretary of Defense. He didn't know that was going to happen. And they did this show. And he's got a new book out, War on Warriors, which they talk about. They talk about the military and how it's been wokeified and what to do to get it unwokeified. They talk about the school system, their kids, and the Trump administration of the future, you know, what it could be like. And again, this is before Trump actually got elected, so they didn't know that when they were doing it. So it's an interesting watch because, yeah, a lot of people don't know who some of these people are. We all know Tulsi Gabbard. We all know Elon and Robert F. Kennedy and, you know, these kind of people. We all know them. But some of the names that are getting put out there now are names I've never heard before. I have to be honest, I've never heard of this guy. Also, because I don't watch Fox News. He used to be a Fox News presenter. Maybe he still is. I don't know. But not for long, because soon he's going to be the Secretary of Defense. And the way this guy talks and the way the dude carries himself makes me go, great pick again. So Trump has been on the ball with all his picks, for sure. For sure. I mean, we were all nervous about it. Did Trump really, learn from the first term about the deep state, the people to choose, not to choose? And it looks like he fucking did. You know what I mean? He fucking really did. And this guy, Pete Hegseth, seems to me like also a pretty good pick for the job. He's going to go in and do the MAGA agenda. And that's what we all want, to be honest. Even though I live in Germany, I want the MAGA agenda, because when America's great, the rest of the world is also great, because America in this fashion will push these countries like where I live in Germany to put it on their big boy pants, pull up their, put their bootstraps on and get to work to get their shit together. Because for too long, countries like this one have been relying on America for their defense, and so therefore they have been able to spend endless amounts of money on total shit things that make no difference for the people of the countries they live in. So the Team Trump picks is very important for me, for everybody out there. And this dude, Class A dude from what you can tell. Again, we're not going to really get to know any of these people personally. We're going to have to make our judgments based on what we see them do in the future when they're in there. So the closer we're going to get to figuring a little bit about somebody out is probably a 3-hour long podcast. I mean, there's no real hiding behind shit in a 3-hour long podcast. There really isn't. So you kind of get a window into who that person is. So I think everybody who's wondering about this dude, Pete Hegseth, should watch the Shawn Ryan show. Of course, I'll put the link in the description below. This is your must-watch podcast recommendation for the weekend, people. And I hope you enjoy it. Have a good one. See you on Monday.